everyone, just James here bringing you yet another video. Oh my god, you guys, it's yet another doll creation. Now I'm excited to do another custom doll, and I have here for you something very topical, which is very off-brand for me. Normally I'm here talking about how like, hey, you ever hear about Betty Davis? Like Hexjen and Trixie always tease me and say like, it's crazy how you'll be like, hey, Hedy Lamarr, as if it's like something brand new no one's ever heard of every time you're talking about something. So again, I'm talking about something current that people are all obsessed with at the now. In the now. So enjoy it. It won't happen very often. So let's ride this little trendy wave because I'm obsessed with this movie. I think it was so cute, and it's even a musical, and I liked it. And that's really uncharacteristic for me because if you know anything about me, you know I fucking hate musicals. So the fact that this was here, I enjoyed it. Everyone's really fabulous, and there was some really cute looks. I wanted to take a part in it. I wanted to be fun. I want to do something fun and do something out of character for me. Let's do it. Let's do something current. Now, I have to give credit where credit is due. This has been a suggestion by my friend Hexjen, who said you should do this. It's very popular. You like it. And it's something that you can do. And thank you for pushing me to try something creative. And thank you for pushing me creatively and try something new and something out of the box for me. And I'm really happy I did it because I found a lot of really fun techniques as I was making this. Now, without further ado, I am making Rumi from K-Pop Demon Hunters, the Netflix original movie that has taken the world by storm. It's gotten like #1 records and everything. Like this thing is really, really popping right now. So I made Rumi, and one of my favorite outfits from it is the wonderful like white halter top with the like waist high, you know, shorts, like the pinup girl shorts, and the black leather jacket with the gold accents and the little plate. And of course, her sword. And of course, her fabulous purple coif. I decided to do something a little different with this. I didn't use standard beige, and though from all the pictures I saw, I totally could. I wanted to give her a little bit more life, so I mixed a number of resins, and honestly, this is like a calico coat of resins. I couldn't tell you the formulation on this, but I managed to get a really beautiful in-between like fair and suntan kind of shade that kind of matches Rumi's sunny aesthetic. So I mixed up this resin, and I did something a little differently. I molded on the hand and shaped it so that it would actually hold things. Now, it can hold select things. I made an error with this. I accidentally made the hole of the hand way too small, so it won't actually physically grip the sword. And yes, I do mean the sword because as a wonderful gift, because they're such a great friend, Hexjen actually printed me a 3D printed sword of Rumi's sword and her shoulder pad. So thank you so much because it really did add to the look and really just make everything come right together. So I had these pieces, so I had no excuse not to do it. He also sent me a leather jacket, like a pleather jacket that's doll scale. He's like, here, I'll send you all the stuff, just do it. So I did, and honestly, like, he's the MVP of this video because it wouldn't have happened without him. I remember I was shopping with him at Michael's to find yarn, and he was shopping for like different yarns to do for different projects, and he bought this purple lavender yarn for another project. So I had to like muster up the nerve to call him and say, hey girl, you know how you bought that lavender yarn? Would you mind giving me some? And could you also make a few wefts for me, like 5 or 6? That'd be great. Thank you. And since he's such a good person, he did. So I was able to create the wonderful hair for this. And putting it in was actually very, very easy. This was the easiest part. I did my standard ponytail because like assessing what the hairstyle was that Rumi has, it's a dragon braid is the proper term for it. But it's for a doll, it's a pulled back ponytail. And I know if I left some hair out and just created like a stick-on piece that I could glue to her head, we could easily recreate this hairstyle in doll scale. So I had lots of wefts that I had made myself too, and I just basically combed this out as straight as I can get it because it's a bit messy because she's supposed to be like a young girl who threw her hair up in this fun trendy style. She's on the go and she's dancing, so her hair is gonna be a bit windswept and there's like stray hairs coming out and everything. It's not perfect, which I love. It takes away a lot of the stress of having like perfectly coiffed hair as opposed to like, you know, Priscilla Presley or someone that's known for having really refined, like a basic shape you're supposed to have. Absolutely right. This had a little more leeway to it. Okay, a little bit more give. I took a weft and just balled it all together. I hot glued it on the end and just created like a bit of a ponytail. And with this, I was gonna combine the hair I left out in front and I was going to create and braid that together. And it worked out really, really well. It was elevating a bit from the head, so I had to like be very, very careful with this because again, this is where things can go south real fast. I had to use my hot glue, and after the braid was formed, I had to put small dollops in between the scalp and the braid to make sure it stuck down to the head and didn't float up like that. So it was nice and flat against the head going back and created the shape that I wanted. It could be floating too, but again, like I don't like those obvious gaps. I think it looks a little unprofessional. Now the costume. I drafted a costume for this. It's essentially just a triangle and I traced some shorts around the doll body. It's very, very simple looking at it. It was not hard whatsoever. So I sewed a triangle out of white fabric that my friend Justin gave me. And what I liked about this fabric, I'll show you. What I liked about it is I initially did it out of this, and this was my plan, but this is a little too busy. And it's also like not the actual fabric. She has a white outfit on, but when I turn it over, it is like plain white in the back, but it gives off this like nice illusion. Like if you really look close, you can kind of still see like the lines through it. And I felt like it was kind of telling a good story, because when you look at, when we watch K-pop Demon Hunters, when they sing, like the whole world just like becomes a gridded area. Like it's all just like lights up. And also she has those demon markings on her. So I thought if anything, it kind of gives off the illusion that there's iridescent demon markings underneath her. I don't know, I thought it told a fun story. That was my trail of thinking. I think it came out pretty good. But yeah, I actually had to drag myself to the sewing machine and sew for this project. Now when the jacket arrived, I was very, very pleased. It came just in time. It was a bit long, and she has more of a midi bolero jacket on. So I just took the jacket, trimmed the excess off, and just sewed it up, just hemmed it, and it was perfect. Now for the accents, Hexton actually gifted me a fantastic shoulder pad that I glued to the shoulder and painted gold with what I had to say is my MVP product from this whole line. I discovered this when I went to Dick Blick's. I love this. It's from Posca. If you get a chance to scoop them up, scoop them up. It's these paint pens, but what's different about them is the metallics on these, it's got the brush end on it. I use it a lot for like eye makeup, and when I'm doing like things I need gold for, like I use it for earrings and eye makeup. But the metallics on this dry really fast, and I like the brush applicator. I feel like it gives me that a little bit more pristineness when I'm doing it. I use this for the earrings, I use this for accents on the coat, and I also did the shoestrings on her boots with this. Great product. Love this thing. Posca paint pens, look for it at Blick's or wherever you get your craft products. Other parts of the accent, I actually had this beaded gold fringe that I bought years ago. And I never actually got around to using it because when I got it, it was way too small. It was like a yard of fringe. And it was so thin that it wasn't gonna be good for anything drag related. So I just held on to it because again, it was expensive. And thankfully it came in handy today. I used parts of it, just started stripping away from it. And when it comes to beading, you have to be very, very careful because if you snip it, it all just comes loose. And I almost had a few blowouts here and there, but I was very careful. I used some glue, some super glue, and some hot glue to seal off the ends to keep the beads on their strand. And just hot glued some beads here in a circle, basically connecting them to themselves to create the gold accents on her other shoulder, as well as using a longer strand and wrapping it around her waist to give off the illusion of her gold belts that she's wearing. And with that, our doll is almost complete. When it came to her face up, I was very much leaning into my Sailor Moon aesthetics where I wanted to combine both vintage doll and anime and basically marry the two together and create a unique interpretation that is all my own. So she kind of looks like a very glamorous K-pop Silkstone, which I'm obsessed with. When it all started coming together, I was really, really pleased with the final result, I have to say. Now, without further ado, let us look at Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters. Drum roll, please. Da, 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 da. Here she is. Oh my God. I think she came out so good. Like I pleased myself with this. I surprised myself with this project. I really pushed myself out of my comfort zones with a lot of stuff here. And I think she came out super, super cute. Now I kind of cheated when it came to her halter top. I just did not have it in me to sew that stuff because like I didn't want to sew snaps. So I cheated. She's going to stay in this outfit forever. Like this is her forever outfit. It's not changing. So I just hot glued the back shut. And it's perfectly fine. Like you can't even tell, which I think is great. And the jacket, I added a little bit of a gold accent to the jacket with the Posca paint pen. But other than that, like everything is looking pretty good. Like it's definitely my interpretation of Rumi and I'm so pleased with it. Now K-pop Demon Hunters has been such a cute movie. Like Ernie and me have been listening to the soundtrack nonstop. And I cannot wait. Like I'm so pleased to see like original ideas back out in the world again. People just having fun with animation again. So definitely check that movie out. But honestly, like I can understand why people are obsessed, and I'm obsessed looking at this. Like truly, I think she came out so good. And I'm excited to do my next custom doll. If there's a custom doll you want to see, let me know down below. I'm always listening. And what's your favorite part of K-pop Demon Hunters? What's your favorite song? Let me know, all right? Now, take care of yourselves. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, dolls are fun, and dolls are for everyone. All right? Take care of yourselves. Bye!